Cheese and rice, Republicans. What the hell is wrong with you? Nana does here. I'm just perplexed at the stuff that goes through Republicans' minds. Not necessarily big news that's happening today or anything. Just something that's been on my mind. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. Give us a little like. Only takes that much effort. That's all. Let's build this channel together. I love watching all the comments coming up and everything else. So yeah, and thanks to everybody that's building this channel by subscribing. I appreciate each and every one of you. Ooh, it's getting a little dark here. Off and on all day. So anyway, let's get back to this, shall we? I just want to know if Republicans are really that incompetent that they're incapable of paying attention to what their own constituents need over their own needs and wants. Are they that incapable of getting that? Like when it comes to gun rights, and say over 78% of the population wants some form of gun regulations, including the gun owners. But do they care? No. They go off on tangents, I'm just saying. Now, they want to get rid of Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Well, that's okay because 90% of them are all multimillionaires and don't have to worry about ever paying for their own health care or medications or anything like that because they can afford it. And while they're in government and stuff, they get pensions after 4 years, and that's paid for life. Even inept people like Maggoty Trader Green, who even the Freedom Caucus booted out. That's pretty scary. When you're too weird or too effed up for the Freedom Caucus, that they boot you out. Not saying much, is it? But there's still them, oh God, and now that stupid poster of her rubbing down Trump there on the cardboard cutout, that's all resurfaced again. I did a video on that months ago. I think a year ago I did that. Now it's resurfacing. That's not weird, that's just dirty. Just dirty, just saying. But anyway, they want to get rid of all this stuff while they themselves can more than afford to do it. But the people that all these rich white lawmakers are all in some of the poorer states that are only too glad to have health insurance and Medicare and Medicaid. And they've all paid in to their pension fund, and that's what I'm going to call Social Security because that's what helps them live, stay alive when they retire for most people. But anyway, did they know that by keeping the people healthy will help the economy grow more? That's what they're talking about. Biden's got a shitty economy. Well, guess what? How about you try keeping them healthy so they can stay at work and build the economy? And did you know by keeping drug costs low, low to middle income families would be able to work more? They'd have fewer sick days. And they'd be able to afford more kids. That's for you. That's the breeder plan that Shady Pants has got in store for the women. Yeah. I did notice that most of the old white lawmakers are from some of the poorest states, Republican, with the lowest health, education, and labor laws. You know, states like Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Alabama. Yeah. But the Mango Moose Knuckle was being interviewed by Laura Ingraham, and yes, that's how you pronounce her name. Even her brother said so. And what an absolute shit show that was. He's begging for the Christian vote. But when Ingraham asked him what he meant, exactly what he meant, when he said, just vote for me this time, and then we'll have it fixed, so you won't ever have to vote again. So the Moose Knuckle told her that Christians and gun owners don't vote. He said, this time vote, and I'll straighten out the country enough so you won't have to vote anymore. Spoken like a true fascist. You know who speaks like that? Orban, Bolsonaro, Erdogan. Yeah, they all talk like that too. Yeah, I'll straighten out the country so you won't have to vote anymore. I won't need your vote because I'll be the little dictator-in-chief. Can you not see that this is not fecking normal? It's not. That Kool-Aid has blinded you to what's in front of your own eyes. It has eroded your critical thinking. Not CRT, because nobody's teaching that. Obviously, because you didn't learn critical thinking skills, and it has ended any chance of a family wedding, family funerals, birthdays, anniversaries. The very thing you say that you were for, you turned your back on. Your mom, your dad, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, grandparents are shattered relationships because of the mango moose knuckle. He literally banks on the divisiveness and watching you people squirm. He banks on it, and you guys are paying it. You are the bank. Just saying. When your family couldn't take you and the Q shit anymore, or you telling family members that Democrats are coming for their guns, Biden's been in power almost 4 years, nobody lost their guns, won't let you go to church, they're going to take your church away, you're still going to church and you're still squawking. So Biden didn't take away your churches or your faith. And canceling Christmas. Did you not celebrate Christmas last year? Was it in protest? Or are you just too stupid to know that some people don't celebrate Christmas, and that's all right too? Biden didn't take Christmas away. He decorated the White House with Christmas trees and everything else, said Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. So take what you will from that. Never mind rounding up all the immigrants. Well, you think because you're MAGA and brown that they're not going to round you up? Oh, you got another thing coming. You just do. Because you know what? The plans are already in place to deport all you. Over 18 million people he's going to deport. And if you're brown, you're probably on the list. Never mind anything else. Just wake the hell up. Now, did your daughter, wife, sister, mother get SA'd? Did she end up pregnant from that assault? Too bad. So sad. MAGA doesn't give a shit about you or your other half. He will not only make you deal with this tragedy, he won't even allow the doctors to help in case of emergencies. In 14 states, abortion is banned. They have a couple exceptions. Complete bans, no exceptions, are in 6 states for now. J.D. Vance wants to make that federal and won't allow women to travel outside the state. So you're going to be held hostage. You want to talk about political hostages? You're going to be one. Just saying. And he doesn't want to lift you up with a $15 minimum wage. Oh, no. He enjoys just sitting there slapping you down and keeping you where you are at a $7.50 minimum wage. That's right. He wants to make sure that you can't afford a good life while he's sitting and shitting on a gold toilet. But you can't afford to take your kids to McDonald's on payday or have a family pizza party. No. You got to shop at the No Frills and places like that. You can't afford to go to any other supermarkets. You have to take or go to food banks because, they're always there. Oh, no. No need to worry if your appendix bursts because you can't afford to go to the hospital anyway, and you can't afford the ambulance that takes you there. So don't worry about that. Maybe they'll give you some drugs to ease the pain. To him, the sooner the old and sick are gone, the better. Ask his nephew, Fred Trump III, or his niece, Mary Trump, his sister, the clinical psychologist. She knows all about this crap. She lived it with him and the family. If you had that relative that just flat out lied, and you could prove that they were lying about absolutely everything, everything was made up. They come out with these Orwellian stories and expect you to believe them. Or he believes that motorboats, you go fishing, a battery-operated boat won't float. So he's got to fight off a shark or get electrocuted. Well, if the battery dies, the boat isn't necessarily going to sink, you arsehole. It's just not. Because why can you not explain to me that why a cruise ship with a concrete shell, thousands of people on board, hundreds of thousands of pounds of provisions, furniture, etc., can cruise out in the open water in the seas and oceans for weeks on end and doesn't sink. But you have no problem believing that one man built a ship, traveled around the world to get 2 of every species, hoping that they wouldn't die in the meantime, traveled the world to fit them all in one ship with his family. That must have been a big shitty mess, I'm just saying. Could float for 40 days and 40 nights after God killed the world's population by flooding it. Yeah, well, I guess blind faith in God is one thing. But believing the Trump MAGA bullshit? Well, that, my friends, is just batshit crazy. Anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. Take care of you. Don't forget to subscribe. Mwah. And if you can't be good to you, you can't be good to anybody else. I love you so much. Have a fabulous day. I'm going to see Deadpool at the movies this afternoon. Love y'all. Take care.